Hey everyone, it's Delisha here back for part 3 of the Glow Up series. It's been a minute. I know it's been a minute, and I said I would be on top of it, and I lied. So today I just wanted to talk about skincare. I'm going to dye my eyebrows, and we're just going to talk about life in general, update as far as how things have been going since the last time I filmed anything, and just go through all of that. So I'm just going to be talking while I dye my eyebrows. So this is the baseline, how they're at right now. And I did do this before. I didn't leave it on that long because I was like nervous. So it didn't really stick. So it's kind of like how my eyebrows just are naturally in general. So we're just going to redo it and then let it sit on longer so that, some progress is actually made, because that's what my sister suggested. I'm going to be using Just for Men mustache and beard in deep dark brown. It says not to use this on your eyebrows. 90% of the Amazon reviews were for eyebrows, so I'm just saying. And I already used it before, so I know it doesn't irritate my skin, so it's not really a problem for me with using this. And my sister said that it was fine, and she went to beauty school and all that, so I'm just going to trust what she says. So to start, it says to use the color developer and the color base in equal parts in the little tray that it gives you, and it comes with this little scoop brush spoon thing that you're supposed to use. I'm just going to be using this part here to stir it, which is what I did before. And I also used this brush before, but I'm not going to do that again because clearly that didn't apply it too well. And it says to let it sit on for 5 minutes, but I'm going to go for like 10, and we're going to just work with that. So instead, I'm going to be using my makeup brushes. Now, I'm not sure which one, is best for the job. I'll kind of see what happens as I get there. We'll go through this together, okay? But I'm going to start, it says to just put equal parts, so I got a dot of each, and to just mix it up. So, since the last time I have been there on here, a lot's been going on. So I was single before, going to the gym pretty consistently, working, and I guess in pretty good health. That was the overall general of before. Now I am back with my then ex, now fiance. I recently haven't gone to the gym that often, mainly because of price. Not that I just didn't want to go. It's just that the cost really started adding up, because I got like my personal trainer cost on top of the gym cost. It's a lot, especially when I got like all these other bills to pay, like my new car and everything. It's a lot, because I was paying off all of that by myself. I wasn't splitting any costs. My fiance wasn't living with me yet, so all of my bills were all me. It was a lot, so I did cut down a lot, but I did try to keep it consistent. Recently, I haven't gone, mainly because of COVID, so I just didn't really feel safe, and it might seem like an overreaction to a lot of people, because I know a lot of people are not taking COVID seriously, but it has impacted myself and my family a lot recently. My grandmother caught it and died, and it was tragic for my whole family, because she was a big staple in my family, and it's just like a lot for us to get over, and I just kind of cannot. Following that, I don't know if it's because I freaked myself out or what, but I ended up having a partially collapsed lung with fluid in it, which I went to the ER twice for, and I was told the first time that they didn't see anything on the x-ray, and that it was probably just like a spinal issue, like a nerve spinal issue, and that they suggested I see my neurologist to get a spine MRI, which I did, which didn't really help because the spine MRI that he ordered me, actually he ordered me a spine CT, which is not what we discussed, so I don't even understand that, but he ordered me a spine CT for the lumbar region. So that's your lower back, like right above your butt. And the pain that I was having for 5 weeks was right here in my rib, like lower rib, upper kidney side area. And it hurt to breathe every single day. Laughing was atrocious. Coughing hurt so bad. Moving around was just awful. It was all literally a hot mess for 5 weeks straight. It was still bad at the 5-week mark that I went, called my pulmonologist and was like, I think there's something wrong with my lung. I think I have pleuritis, which is inflammation in the lining of the lung, since the lung itself doesn't have nerve endings. Not nerve endings, that's not right. It just like doesn't have sensation. So if something's wrong with your lung itself, you're not gonna feel it. But if it's in the lining of your lung, you'll feel it. I don't know. So I kind of basically self-diagnosed because I did have that in the past when I first was sick with lupus in 2015. And I spoke to my pulmonologist about it. She tried to order me a stat chest CT with contrast, which, if you're not familiar with that, it's computer topograph, something like that. It's a real in-depth picture of your insides, essentially. And when you use contrast, it like lights up all your organs, because they inject this solution into an IV in your arm, and it goes throughout your entire body, and you feel really warm, and you feel kind of like you have to pee. And it just takes pictures of all the things that fluid just went into, and it's highlighting. So I did that for her. Or actually, she tried to order me a stat one, and she's like, come in today. So I did that, and then when I got there, the people at the radiology office were like, we don't do stat orders on CTs, so I don't know why she told you to come in here. We're not allowed to do that. You have to schedule an appointment. So I went over to the office because my pulmonologist is in like a hospital, so she was literally right across from the radiology department. So I went over there and told them what they said, and they're like, no, that's not right. You can do it today. I'll walk over with you. So the lady walked over with me, and they literally told her the exact same thing that they just told me. So I was just like, I don't know what you want me to do. So she was like, okay, I'll tell the doctor, and we'll try to get it scheduled like ASAP. So I eventually got it scheduled, and she wasn't in the day the results came in, because I was like waiting every single day for these results to come in, because I was like super anxious to see what it said, because I was still in so much pain. And I read the report myself. I didn't see the actual scans because they didn't put that on like my patient portal, but it had like the read report of what the radiologist said, and it said that I had right basilar, which is like the base, which is the bottom of your lung, right-sided basilar atelectasis. And atelectasis is like when your alveoli, which are the little sacs just Google all this, please, because trying to explain all of it is going to be like a whole whirlwind. Alveoli are collapsed. So that's what that means. So since I'm a nurse, I know what all of that means. So essentially, in layman's term, my right lung at the bottom was partially collapsed, which is kind of what I had concluded. And it said that there was a small pleural effusion, which is fluid in the lungs. And again, in general, there's supposed to be none. So it doesn't matter if they're small, like that still looked like there's not supposed to be any, is my takeaway. So since my doctor wasn't in the day that the reports came in on the portal, because I called the office and was like, what does she want me to do about this? Are they going to drain the fluid? Like, what's the plan? They just directed me to either wait for her to call back or go to the ER. So that's what I did. I went to the ER, had an awful experience with all sorts of HIPAA violations and everything for literally not just me, everyone in there. It was a mess. They were like talking about everyone's stuff in the hallway with everyone right next to each other, like hearing about other people's problems, like triggered me, and I started crying. I was like, I shouldn't be crying because of what's going on with that lady over there. That doesn't make any sense to me. And then I like brought it up to several doctors, and they were all like, well, you know, when it's like full, and it's like, no, bull. I'm not accepting that answer because I know how it could be. It takes 2 seconds to bring someone into a private room, say what you gotta say, and then if you gotta sit them back in the hall because there's not enough space, fine. But don't sit here and be like, hey, how many days have you had diarrhea? You've been bleeding for this long? It's just like, that's absolutely insane to me that they did that. And then when I brought it up to multiple people, they're all, oh well, nothing. Like, you're just full of shit. So that was a horrible day. And at the end of that day, they essentially told me that my pulmonologist got back to them, and she said that from looking at the report, it didn't really seem like it was a lung issue in and of itself, like an infection or COVID or anything like that. It was more my lupus flaring, which was causing inflammation that just so happened to be in the lining of my lung. So her suggestion was to contact my rheumatologist. I'm just laying this on pretty thick just to make sure it like sticks, and I'm gonna clean up the line so that it doesn't like dry crazy. So I know you guys are concerned for my brows. But her suggestion was to go, to speak to my rheumatologist and ask for like lupus management suggestions instead of like trying to drain the fluid out of my lungs to see if it's some sort of infection or if I need antibiotics, because they said it's not, the lady told me there, it's not enough in your lung to drain it in the ER because it's not my full lung that's got the fluid in, and it's just a small part. And again, in my brain, there's supposed to be none, so I didn't understand what she was saying. And it just kind of really irritated me that I went through that whole thing all day to essentially get no help. They told me to take some prednisone. They got a hold of my rheumatologist, who is deals with rheumatoid, which is more like your joints. So if you have like arthritis or anything, that's like the person you would see. And they got a hold of him, and he said to just start on some prednisone. So that's just kind of what I've been doing this whole time. And I will say that I am breathing much better, but like the pain's coming back as I'm tapering down on it. So I have to like speak to him about that. So that's that whole situation. I'm gonna clean this up now so that it doesn't like dry crazy. Okay, I'm gonna clean this up with a makeup wipe. That's what I can think of right now to use. Mirror. Alright, so yeah, I do feel better than before, but again, not fantabulous, and kind of felt super dismissed by them, but I kind of always do. It's a problem, especially because most people don't know that I'm a nurse when I go to like the hospital, because I kind of like to observe how they work to see like, are you doing stuff right? Because guess what, honey, I know exactly how you're supposed to be doing it. And if you're not doing it, I'm gonna say something. I'm that person. I will say something. I'm not just, well, I don't want to make them mad because then they might, because guess what, they're not supposed to. Making them mad should not be an issue because they're supposed to do their jobs regardless. But that's some tea for another day. Because I got like some pent up anger from my grandmother dying in the hospital and how they handled that whole situation. Again, story time for another day. But, okay, that's not terrible, especially. It's a little aggressive, but once I like wash it off, again, this is supposed to sit for 5 minutes. I'm gonna do it for a while. Yeah, great. So there's that on that aspect. As far as the other things that I stated in my old videos that I would be working on, like skincare and like getting new clothing and working on going out more, I did that for a little bit right before COVID shut everything down. And since I haven't really been working, I haven't bought any new clothes because I just kind of want to save all my money for my bills, as I should. I would love to splurge like a lot of people are, but I just can't bring myself to do it. I'd rather keep them lights on. So that's what I've been doing. Skincare, we're gonna get into that next because I bought some new products. This is so odd looking. Why can't I figure out how to fix this? How did I get it over there? Super straight over here. Don't mind me while I figure out how to undestroy my eyebrow. Oh no, I think I messed it up. Oh no. I just gotta concentrate real quick. I'll get back to the story in a second. Because this one was looking pretty good, honestly. But this, I don't know what's going on over here. I really don't. Oh God, it's like not coming off. Oops. Catch your girl looking like the guy from, God, what's that show? I'll insert a picture of what I'm talking about. The one with the aggressive eyebrows and the girl with the pink dress and the pink hair. Why can't I remember that? It's not Higglytown Heroes. Better. Yeah, so I bought products from the Body Shop. I've been using them for the past few months. I started out with their Drops of Youth collection, the chemical peel, which is fantastic. Oh my God, I love that stuff. But then I ran out and I replaced it with the tea tree oil face wash. Since the peel they said not to use daily, they said to just like use it every couple of days, so that's what I did. But I wanted something for like every day, so I got the tea tree oil, which has kept my skin fairly clear. Like, look at it, clear. But it was drying me out, and I recently, since I'm running out of that, went back to Body Shop and spoke to one of the consultants like in depth about like trying to moisturize, keep my skin clear and not dry as all hell. Like, what do you suggest? And she told me that the tea tree oil, if you don't have oily skin, which I certainly do not, is very drying. So she suggested the Drops of Youth serum, which she gave me a little sample. It looks like this. This is just the sample, but like the full size container is much bigger. She said to use this in combination with the moisturizer. Let me try, because I'm using this to hold up the camera. Sorry, that was just another thing, a prop dropping. Some cream. So she said to use the serum after your shower, and then the cream in combination to kind of really help hydrate the skin, because it has hyaluronic acid. Also got the body wash since mine ran out. I was using the St. Ives, but the lady told me that that's super drying, so don't use that. Their olive shower gel. Come on, focus. Okay, well, it's the olive one. They have different ones like shea butter, rose water, almond and honey, and like just a whole bunch of different ones. But I like the smell of this one the best. It wasn't too aggressive compared to like all the other ones where it's like a strong scent. And then I re-upped on my chemical peel, and then they also now, well, she said that they had this for a while. It just wasn't there when I originally went. They have a daily Drops of Youth foaming face wash, so I'm getting into that once my tea tree oil is used up, because it doesn't make sense to me to just let that one sit. So I'd rather just use it and then it be done, and then I can just really work on it. So that came in a little combo pack. It was on a discount, $32. And then because I spent X amount, I don't remember what it was, you could either get a free sheet mask or like a wash off mask. So I got the Drops of Youth sheet mask. So this is kind of like the start of the hyaluronic acid journey, so you can just kind of see like a baseline where my skin's at right now, since I am still using the tea tree oil, but that's literally like on its way out. So in future videos you will get to see how the Drops of Youth really transformed my skin to what I want it to be, and I will update on that. But then I will also show kind of how my skin looks right after just using it once I get out of the shower. So I'm gonna go wash out these eyebrows, maybe wash my hair. I'm thinking about it, don't know. Figure that out when I'm in the shower, and then I will get back to you. And I'm sorry if I looked down the entire time and not directly at the camera itself. I don't know if I filmed like that this entire time. Sorry if I did. All right, so I'm gonna go wash this off and I'll be right back. Okay, so I decided not to wash my hair. That is an activity for tomorrow me. But this is what the eyebrows look like after letting it sit. I don't know how long it sat, about 10 minutes, I believe, and not much color was really deposited. Don't get it. Maybe you feel like covered, kind of, but like, oh, maybe when I brush it out. But see, like from a distance, like this is still patchy. You know, it's better, but again, from a distance, when the light hits, it's still patchy, but maybe like in person, it's not that bad. So I am going to apply now the serum, the Drops of Youth serum sample she gave me, and then top it with, I just kind of do it here, here. This is where I've been doing it. So again, skin before, it is kind of wet because it's really hot in here and still humid from the shower, but you can see just in general pretty stiff, smooth. And just rub this in, and I get all over. I just do my whole face, eyebrows, eyelids, mouth, just all of it. There, so I'm not sure if you could really see much of a difference, but it is like to the touch much softer, and it's kind of got that shine that's not related to the humidity in here. It's just the skin now. And then you see how my lips before were like a little peeling, and now it's like smooth. I get everywhere. It's starting to dry more, so it's really like setting in, but you can kind of see this shine. But then on top of that, we're gonna do the focus. There we go. We're gonna do the cream, And I just do, it's about that much. For the serum, I just filled up the dropper to its capacity, and I just used that whole thing. So for this, I just kind of do like maybe the size of my fingernail, sort of, and just rub it all over. And it has a really pleasant scent. It's not crazy strong, not like super aggressive, because like I can't do fragrances. They give me such a horrible headache, fragrances, but this one like smells like it has a fragrance, but it's like super nice. Intolerable for it to be all over my face. So, update as to other things that maybe haven't mentioned. I said I got back together with my ex, and he's now my fiance. We only broke up for literally like 2 or 3 months, so to me it doesn't really count when you've been together for 4 years, so don't at me. But right now we are looking for a different apartment to move into for when our lease is up in October. So we're on the hunt for that, trying to find some good stuff in the area that feels homey without like compromising on the fact that we're still pretty young and would like to socialize with the neighbors and everything. So we don't want to go somewhere where like everyone's retired, but also don't want to be everywhere there's like college kids like wasted everywhere. Don't want to do. The other thing is with work. I haven't worked for, what's today? August. Since like June 1st, I haven't worked because of COVID. I just don't want to put myself at risk, because I know that there are families out there who really need the nursing care and everything, because I do, again, pediatric home health. I know that there's people who really want that nursing care, need that help there, but then like they'll lie about their current health condition or the patient's current health condition, and like they'll be sick and be coughing around me all day, sneezing around me all day, and I don't like, do you have COVID? I can't personally take that risk, especially like if I don't have the proper protection like an N95 like they get in the hospitals, because if you're not in a hospital, you're not getting the same protections as those people there. And I understand that they're more flooded with actual COVID patients, but again, you never know who at home has something. So I feel like all medical personnel in any field that they are in should have proper protection, which I am not provided. So I did not want to risk my health. And final new thing with me is I started a blog, and I am actually really proud of how it is right now. Right now it's still on the trial basis. I did it on Squarespace, which I kept hearing about from Patricia Bright. I love her. If you don't know who she is, please go check that woman out. She's fantastic. So she kept bringing it up, so I went on there and I started a blog, and I got a good decent amount of content in for the first week or so, I feel, and it's like something that gives me during this time that I'm not working, making me feel accomplished, and something that I want to continue and grow and everything. So please go check that out. The link will be down below, and I will try to keep up with that, if not the videos, that for sure, constantly, with new recipes and restaurant reviews and just like random reviews of like skincare stuff like this, or literally whatever I'm feeling that day. That's what that blog's gonna get. So if you're into stuff like that, variety and not like one specific niche, go check that out below. I feel like I'm definitely going to be paying to keep that website active, and with the payment I'll be able to have subscribers to get notifications every time I put something new. So that's also another way to keep in contact with everyone. So I think that's it for now. All my updates of everything that's gone on recently in the past few months since COVID. I hope everybody's doing okay. Hope everyone's feeling right, no one's sick, everyone's perfect health and beautiful and everything. Truly, I do. And if you can go, check out the blog down below. Go leave a comment on there. I don't believe you need to be subscribed or anything to leave a comment. So go down there if you like any other recipes, or Have you been to any of the places that I have reviewed? And give this video a thumbs up if you just like the story time aspect or hearing about skincare. Leave a comment down below what more type of videos that you would like to see, because I don't really have any more ideas. It's kind of why I left this series sitting for a while, because I can't really think of much to do right now, especially with COVID and not going outside and everything. Any life updates, anything that you guys would like to see, leave in the comments down below. And please subscribe. I'm trying to get this off the floor and seeing where it goes, and I'd greatly appreciate any support that I could get. Alright guys, I will see you in the next video.